Alright, this video we're talking about Suicune. Suicune is actually one of my favorite Pokemon in general, and it's my favorite shiny of the legendary dogs, the legendary beasts. I love this Pokemon so much, so let's go ahead and look at it. If you're going to be doing the raids, you're going to be looking for a 1704 or a weather boosted 2130 for the 100% IV Suicune. At level 40, the max CP is 2983, and at level 50, it breaks the 3000 threshold and does 3372. This Pokemon has an attack stat of 180, which comes in at rank 246, so not great. Definitely not what this Pokemon is known for. However, its defensive stat is 235, which is rank 22, and its stamina is 225, which is rank 52. So this is the area that it really shines at, and it does a good job in this area. Its weaknesses are grass type and electric type, and it does resist steel, water, ice, and fire. This is the 12th best tank in the entire game and 45th in overall stats. This is a great Pokemon that you really should have, especially if you're going to do certain types of competitive leagues and whatnot. This is an amazing Pokemon to have on your bench. This raid is a level 5 raid, coming in at 37,761 CP, and 2 really high level people with the proper counters can beat this. However, 4 or more players and you shouldn't have much issue, especially if everybody's 30 plus. So this is a, I don't want to say an easy raid, but you can definitely knock this raid out and get your shiny. All right, coming up, we've got movesets for PvP and raids, so let's go ahead and get into it. So out of the legendary beasts, Suicune has the most going on in its move pool. You can see the quick moves alone, it has 4 different quick moves, all different typings. Extra Sensory, the psychic typing, Snarl, the dark typing, Ice Fang, ice typing, and Hidden Power, which is an elite TM move. Now, of the quick moves, I'm generally staying between Snarl and Ice Fang. Now, Ice Fang has a little bit higher EPS, or it's going to charge your fast move or your charge moves a little bit faster. And so I'm usually leaning towards Ice Fang. However, I do have one of my Suicunes with Snarl. Now, the damage out, the overall DPS on Ice Fang is a little lower, but you do get your charge moves a little faster. When you move down to the charge moves, you can see you've got quite a bit down here as well. Not as much coverage, but you do have some. So you have Ice Beam as your coverage move, and then your 3 stab bonus moves are going to be Bubble Beam, Water Pulse, Hydro Pump, and then you have Frustration in return. But again, I would keep your Shadow Suicune as a Shadow. Do not purify it, because it's an amazing Pokemon to have as a Shadow. If you do have a Purified, Return is kind of cool, but only on normal type Pokemon, so you're probably not going to use it on him anyways. And of course, you're going to want to get rid of Frustration as soon as you can for any of your Shadow Pokemon. So what we're really going to be looking at here is which of the stab bonus moves are we going to use? Bubble Beam, Water Pulse, or Hydro Pump? Let's go take a look. Alright, so let's start off talking about raids first. Suicune is not going to be your first choice when it comes to water Pokemon for raids. There are a lot of different Pokemon that are better for raids, doing a lot more damage out. You've got Mega Blastoise, Shadow Mega Blastoise, Gyarados, Shadow Gyarados, Kyogres. I mean, there's a million different things out there that are going to do a lot of damage compared to the Suicune. Now, however, I will say that the Suicune is super tanky, and therefore, if you're maybe a newer player, or you have no more revives left, or whatever it is, you need something in the water typing that's going to be a little tankier. Maybe Suicune's where you go, so it can go in there, you can last a little longer, and you can get your rewards through the win a little faster. Of course, you always want to contribute as often as possible. If you have more damage that you can do out, you want to do that. Definitely help your team, work on your dodging and so forth. But Suicune is a very solid water type tank. It's just not going to put out a crazy amount of offense compared to something like a Kyogre or a Mega Blastoise. That being said, here you can see the list on the screen. There are a lot of different setups you can do, and really for Suicune, if you're going to use it for raiding, it's kind of based on the need of the raid, whether or not you're going to get a stat or a super effective bonus on your fast type hit, or if your charge attacks are what's going to do more damage. I mean, it really depends on the need of the raid at that point for what you're going to use that Suicune for. So you can see there's a lot of different setups here: Extra Sensory, Hydro Pump, Snarl, Hydro Pump, Hidden Power, Hydro Pump, Snarl, Ice Beam, and so on and so forth. The list kind of goes on. The number one damage out one is going to be the Extra Sensory and Hydro Pump on this list, but it's really based off of the needs of your raid.
If you're finding this video helpful at all or you're liking it, please drop a like and subscribe. Also guys, feel free to come over and visit us at the Twitch channel anytime you'd like. We do a lot of battles, raids, and trades every day, mostly Pokemon content as well as on Pokemon Go. You'll find the links down below in the description. Other than that guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this video.
Okay, so let's move into the PvP, and this is where this Pokemon really shines, and I do see this Pokemon mostly in the Ultra League. So if we're looking here, you can see the number one is Ice Fang, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump. So you've got good coverage on there with the Ice typing and the Water typing. Ice Fang is obviously going to give you your charge attacks fast, super fast, and you're going to be able to do a ton of damage with your stab bonus Hydro Pump. So this is the number one on here. Below that, we do have double Water typing in the charge moves here with Water Pulse and Hydro Pump, still maintaining the Ice Fang as your quick move. And then below that, Bubble Beam, Hydro Pump. I personally like to have a little bit of coverage, so if I already switched out and they're bringing something else out, now I've got another move, another typing that I can hit them with that maybe won't be resisted as much as my Water typing, and so on and so forth. So I'm a big fan of the first set here, Ice Fang, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, but you can do the double Water type charge attacks. It's not uncommon, and it is something I have seen quite a bit actually. So the nice thing about Suicune is it's super tanky, and it's really going to be able to eat a lot more damage than a normal Pokemon or a really fast, hard-hitting Pokemon that has very low defense. So it's going to be able to stay in the fight a little bit longer. It's going to be able to draw some more of those shields out, and it's going to be able to last. And meanwhile, you're able to whittle down your opponent's either shields or their HP on their Pokemon, or, you know, kill a couple too. So, and Water is always a good typing to have. You know, you've got some fire Pokemon out there that are significant threats, so it's always good to have a Water Pokemon, and I really like having a Water tank type Mon on my deck. So, as normal, there's a lot of different things that you can use to counter the Suicune. The top four are all going to be Shadow Pokemon, so I'll show you those real quick before we get into some of the other ones. But we have Shadow Electivire, Shadow Raikou, Shadow Zapdos, and Shadow Magnezone in order. Those are the top four to counter the Suicune. Now, it is harder to come by some of these shadows, especially things like Shadow Zapdos or Shadow Raikou, which we've had some opportunities to get them, but if you missed out on them, you kind of have to wait till they come around again. So if you don't have any of these shadows, we do have another list of Pokemon for you to use, so let's go to that. Okay, number one counter to the Suicune is going to be Zekrom, the amazing electric type that he is. If you don't have one, make sure you grab one next time he's out in raids, but he is going to be the number one non-shadow type counter to the Suicune, followed immediately by the Venusaur, Mega Venusaur. Once you Mega him, he packs just a crazy punch, so make sure you have a Venusaur, make sure you have some candies to use it, and you can Mega him up so you can definitely squash that Suicune right in its tracks. Alright, number 3 on the list is Mega Ampharos. Really cool Pokemon, fantastic shiny, and it does a really good job against the Suicune as well. So if you have a Mega Ampharos, make sure you utilize that. Then we have Electivire, also really good Pokemon that we've had Community Day for. Raikou, which by the time we're doing these Suicune raids, we've already had Raikou, so you should hopefully have at least some decent ones that you've powered up and are able to use to flatten this Suicune. And then my favorite of the legendary birds, of course, the Zapdos, the mighty Zapdos, coming in at the 6th place. So if you have a good Zapdos, put him in the lineup, let him do some DPS. And that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope you get your shiny Suicune. I love Suicune so much. It's my favorite of the legendary beasts, and I really hope you get yours. I hope you get a Hundo, and I hope you get a Schlundo. Get out there, do some lucky trades with some friends. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. If you found this video helpful at all, please drop a like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section below. I do get back to all comments, guys. And other than that, I hope to see you next time. But until then, take care.